Hello everyone, my name is Faisal Ram. Our research work is titled as Enforcing Geofences for Managing Automated Transportation Risk in Production Sites. First of all, I will discuss a geofence. It can be defined as a visual boundary around a geographic zone. A geofence can be defined by using different kinds of geometric shapes, such as capsule, circle, and rectangle. During the past decade, there has been increasing attention in geofences. They were enforced in various domains. Typically, the global positioning system information is used for tracking and navigation purposes and triggering alert in circumstances when device enters or exits the geographical boundary of a point of interest. Geofences are particularly useful for automated transportation and production sites, for example, to control the movement of machines in hazardous situations and areas. The safety analysis and risk assessment during the design and development phase is a fundamental element for safety critical systems and regarded as cost effective. However, due to the enhanced automation and digitalization of manufacturing processes, the safety analysis and risk management conducted during the design and development phase may not be sufficient. Our proposed framework for managing automated transportation risk consists of three stages. In the first stage, the hazard analysis and risk assessment during design and development phase is carried out. In the second stage, we focus on the safety analysis with simulators-based digital twins. In the third stage, the dynamic safety assurance during operational phase, in particular, the risk management and update of safety cases are carried out. The safety analysis during design and development phase is carried out through the identification of hazards, the assessment of risk, and the control of hazards risk. The initial step is based on systems context establishment in risk analysis, for example, system design and operation, identification of hazards and their causes. The hazard analysis is performed by using hazard and FTA techniques. The risk assessment is performed with the aim to evaluate the causes of identified hazards, assess the hazard severity and the probability of occurrence. The risk control focuses on the establishment of mechanisms to eliminate or mitigate those causes, which may result in unexpected or collateral damage and documentation of safety cases. In order to demonstrate the acceptable safety of production site, we constructed the safety cases. A safety case is a collection of auditable claims, arguments, and evidence created to support the claim that a defined system or service will satisfy its safety requirements. The appropriate measures for elimination or mitigation of hazards, such as geofences, are translated into the safety requirements. The safety cases connect the safety requirements that are derived from the hazard analysis results to the claims based on various artifacts. Based on the hazard analysis results, we also derive the contracts for uncertainty sources that are associated with the safety cases. The argumentation editor of OpenCert tool platform is used for modeling and visualizing the safety cases, which is based on the goal structuring notation. During the design and development phase, all hazards and causal factors may not be identified. We leverage on simulation-based digital twins to perform verification and validation of production site. The safety requirements and appropriate mitigation mechanisms, such as geofences, are implemented in the simulators-based digital twins. There are some risks that can only be identified when a mishap occurs. However, the risk may not be detected if the probability is small, so they never happen. The digital twins can serve as a resource to discover additional hazards. The digital twin brings out the virtual depiction of the real-world systems. The function, behavior, and communication capabilities are mirrored in the digital twin. For designing and configuring the Curie production site, we have used the Volvo construction equipment simulators. They serve as digital twins of various machines used at the Curie site. The Volvo construction equipment mobile platforms used for training the operators of articulated haulers, excavator, and wheel loaders are connected to the Curie site to demonstrate the functionality and behavior of human-driven machines. The connected human-driven machines can operate in conjunction with the other machines in the Curie production site. For instance, the rock transportation in the Curie site can be carried out with just autonomous haulers, or they can be used in conjunction with the human-driven articulated haulers. The geofences serve as a countermeasure that could either eliminate the encountered hazards or reduce the risk of a mishap to an acceptable level. We have defined geofences over various zones at the site, different machines, other actors at the site such as humans, and even around specified paths of movements. We also attach appropriate priority levels to indicate their relative importance or precedence. For example, zones have highest priority followed by emergency or maintenance team, followed by vehicles and humans. In our simulation framework, we can also represent geofences with multiple boundaries marked with different color codes to indicate the relative criticality levels when another object reaches these boundaries. The geofences can be classified into four types. The static geofences are enforced in condition of constant or fixed locations. The loading, dumping, and charging areas may not be changed over time. Besides that, the movement of automated vehicles need to be restricted in various other fixed locations, such as the storage place of dangerous materials and regions in which humans are working. Dynamic geofences move over time. The capsule shape is used to widen the boundary for collision avoidance. For example, the vehicles not equipped with or have faulty obstacle detection devices, failed hardware, or transporting dangerous materials are hazardous. In case of adverse environmental conditions such as slippery surface, the movement of automated vehicles can also be avoided in terms of dynamic geofences. Periodic geofences are only active or inactive for specific time periods. Therefore, they can be enforced to restrict the movement in certain areas for a specified time period. An example is termination of operation at the end of the day, so the movement towards areas except parking place is restricted. Conditional geofences are enforced to adapt new behavior, so the permission associated with a geofence depends on certain factors like the number of vehicles can be allowed to gather, for example, as a platoon for efficient operation. In addition, to deal with problems such as path blockage, the movement of automated vehicle with a certain human-driven vehicle can be marked as conditional. That follows to formulate an alternative travel path. In order to exploit the full potential of systems with enhanced automation and digitalization, there is a need to support the dynamic assurance at operational phase. To manage risk in a dynamic manner, we gather operational data, track deviations from specified behaviors, evaluate possible implication of control actions, and perform necessary adaptations. A detailed list of parameters in simulator-based digital twins are used to support dynamic risk management of the scenario. They are assessed and changed during operational phase. The proposed framework also provides a basis to fill the gaps between the safety cases and the actual system safety emanating from system or environmental evolution, as well as obsolescence of evidences. The applicability of the proposed framework is exemplified in the context of a Curie production scenario. The Curie site produces stone or gravels in various dimensions. Curie operation is carried out using different kinds of machines, for instance, an excavator, a mobile primary crusher, a wheel loader, hollowers, and a secondary crusher. In particular, they collaborate together to realize the targeted production goals. The Curie site is subdivided into the different production zones, such as feeding crusher, direct loading, truck loading or indirect loading, charging, transportation, parking, and dumping for feeding secondary crusher. The excavator feeds the blasted rock that are broken out of the mountains to primary crusher. The primary crusher breaks the blasted rocks into smaller rocks. This is done to facilitate the transportation to the secondary crusher. For the discharging purposes, the conveyor belt is attached to the primary crusher. It is therefore possible to directly load the halvers from primary crusher. If primary crusher starts to build a stone pile, the direct loading is disabled. In such case, the halver will be loaded with the wheel loader from the stone pile. In particular, the indirect loading is performed. The halvers are used to transport material in the Curie site. The operation of autonomous halver is similar to the automated guided vehicles. The autonomous halvers move in the defined paths and dump the loaded rocks in the feeding spot of the secondary crusher. The secondary crusher further crushes the rock into smaller granularity or fractions to meet the customer demands. To perform the mission efficiently, the required battery level needs to be determined. This is done before performing a mission. There are charging stations to recharge the battery whenever needed. The machines are moved to the parking zone after the termination of transportation operation and for maintenance purposes. The geofences enable safety is achieved through central server commands, vehicle level actions, multiple checkpoints, and a monitoring system. Vehicle level actions are typically of two categories: taken by self for normal actions and those taken in response to failure conditions of self or others. Example of server commands sent to the vehicle include queue, pause, exit, etc. The essence of all of these are to adjust the vehicle speed to acceptable level in relation to the context. The successful and safe loading operation requires the presence of only one halver in the loading point. The automated loading is compromised if two or more halvers arrive in the loading point. There is a need to communicate with the server for entry in geofenced region. That is triggered when the located halver touches the sensor at entry to the loading zone. If another halver is already present in the loading point,
The hardware requesting permission to enter is given a command to be in a queue. After the completion of current loading, an exit command is given to the loaded hardware, which then start moving. Next, the waiting hardware in a queue is given the permission to enter. Its maximum speed limit is set to 20 km per hour. The boundary of the loading area is constant or fixed. It should not be violated and the hardware needs to maintain 0 km per hour speed while at the loading point. If center of mass of hardware is not maintained, the stones will fall on the loading point and the hardware may also get damaged. In this case, the risk is not regarded as acceptable. As a control action, the hardware is given a command to exit and approach again. The loss of communication with the server is a safety risk. Besides that, the message containing less or wrong data can also cause mishaps. In such cases, the control action is in place. In particular, the movement of autonomous hardware is still restricted in geofenced areas. The capsule geometry shapes around the hardware provide the means for obstacle avoidance. These shapes are drawn in different ranges and different colors based on their criticality levels. When an obstacle is detected in yellow range, the slow down or stop measures are taken. The red range is regarded as emergency stopping distance. The hardware can maintain maximum speed limit if no obstacles are detected within the range. In case of path problem, to create a new path compliant with the conditional geofence, the autonomous hardware waits for the human-driven hardware or another machine, such as VLoader, to formulate an alternative travel path and then follows it. The update of safety case is carried out based on the risk control actions. The required changes in safety cases and associated safety contract modeled in the OpenSert platform are tracked and then update command is launched so that the gaps are resolved and current system safety is not compromised. To the best of our knowledge, geofences enabled safety mechanisms are not considered in current domain specific standards. Accordingly, we plan to highlight potential and initiate relevant discussions. This research work is primarily based on the exploratory studies we conducted using a simulation test bed, which features realistic models of the machines and processes of Volvo Curicide. The obtained results indicate the feasibility of making decisions regarding speed limits and characteristics of various geofences that ensure system safety. We are performing further detailed evaluations and improvements for stabilization of the geofencing function for potential inclusion in real Volvo machines. It is noteworthy that the geofencing function is generally applicable to the broad range of scenarios and domains. In future, we plan to consider additional scenarios and applications based on the Industry 4.0. Many thanks for your attention.